Welcome to NoworNever Media's latest podcast in our series on climate change solutions, Now or Never. There's been a lot of talk lately about getting energy from the sun, but sunflowers? In Lee, New Hampshire, Dorn Cox is leading by example, showing farmers how they can harvest the sun, pressing crops into oil.
This is a collaborative project between myself and University of New Hampshire's extension program, and so they're providing the land and some technical assistance, and I'm providing the equipment to get it done.
I've been working with him to look at ways to produce locally grown oil seeds to produce oil that can then be turned into biodiesel.
Biofuels have a tremendous potential to add a lot of economic activity to the economies, not only in New England but across the country.
Farmers are really dependent on having a liquid fuel for their diesel engines, like that power their tractors and their pumps and their motors and so forth. And so as the costs increase of diesel fuel, the one thing that they're not really energy self-sufficient on is a source of liquid fuel. One
of the exciting things about biofuels as opposed to petroleum fuels is that the scale of production, the economies of scale can be much, much smaller. The equipment to harvest them and process them into a finished fuel can fit on a farm.
Biodiesel is a product that's almost identical to petroleum-based diesel. It's a product that results when you combine oil, so it could be vegetable oil or a petroleum-based oil, and in this case biodiesel would be vegetable oil, and you mix it with methanol, an alcohol, in combination with a catalyst, and it turns into biodiesel, which basically can substitute for regular diesel in a diesel engine.
The Biodiesel Commission that I headed up last summer is working on all of these issues of production of biodiesel.
Are people in New Hampshire pretty receptive? I mean, in the state?
They're very, but there's a lot of confusion because they think that biofuels are bad now. I mean, that's what, in their eyes, because of the ethanol problems. But biodiesel as a product is much better than ethanol, because ethanol is much less powerful than gasoline, whereas biodiesel is more powerful than diesel.
In New Hampshire, we're never going to have an oil refinery. We could have hundreds of biodiesel processing facilities and crushing facilities. Just think about the billions of dollars just spent in, I think we're close to $1 billion here in New Hampshire, and if that were spent on locally produced fuels, what that would do to the economy. I think it's pretty exciting.
What we're doing here is not really looking at the ability to produce, massive, huge amounts of oil to fuel, every possible need. But, in a climate where energy is more and more and more costly, I see that what we're doing here is a way for us to figure out how we can produce our own meet our own needs, and be self-reliant. So it really is a New England tradition.
We're in early days in this, in biodiesel, in solar power, in wind power. All of these things are infant industries, but there's not a totally integrated system, and that's what we need to do.
When you search for those elegant solutions, everybody benefits.